Comics Plus, what is going on? My name is Akasan.
What's up, Super Crew? Stacey-san, good to see you all back again.
Yes, sir. It's time for the Moon Knight.
That's right.
Day and night. Episode 3.
Day and night.
So this is, we're going to catch up to what every reviewer out there has gotten to at this point, so I think.
Because did they release the first 2, or was it the first 3 episodes?
No, they released like the first 3 episodes.
So lucky.
I know,
Feel free to send them our way anytime.
Come on, Marvel. Like, yeah.
Let's go.
Like, we want to be up there
and even if Marvel doesn't do it, hey, Disney.
Yeah, come on, Disney. You know, anything. Star Wars, you know. We love all your products, yeah.
Yo.
What?
Kenobi.
Oh, Kenobi.
You mentioned Star Wars like Kenobi.
Coming soon.
Yeah. It's literally, from this point on, the next, 2 to 3 months?
We're going to be eating real good.
Really good.
Really good.
Really good. Going to be really tired, because that's a lot to be watching.
Yep.
But I'm up for the challenge.
Whatever it takes.
You
know, one thing somebody mentioned that Sam Liu, that's how his name's pronounced.
Simu Liu. For Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi, yeah. He was like, he put out a tweet. He was like, yo, whoever's the people in the Moon Knight need to fire their Mandarin teacher because
because the Mandarin was really bad. Yo, not joking. There were several people that said that. I was like, my Mandarin's not strong enough to comment.
Right.
So I'm just gonna smile and nod.
To be fair, they are learning the language, so they're learning the language.
Kid, but I do get the
the
strictness. Like, if you're gonna present it, at least present one of the 2 people that can speak stronger to show the dynamic.
They're learning. It's a learning process, but
maybe
I just thought
by
it was
the
so
end
funny.
of the show, you'll hear one of them speak in a full sentence and be strong.
There you go. I wonder if there's any
third personality.
Yeah.
I think there's the third. Comic books, there's a third personality, obviously.
Yeah, you're really on that. So you still think that was the third personality at the end?
So many reasons. The more I think about it, it's got to happen. The opening where you see his face and there's 3. There's 3 cuts of his face. Every time we see him like this right here, looking in the mirror, how many panels are there? 3.
Okay.
Everything. Everything that we've been dealing with has been in 3s.
Yeah.
You know, given that we're looking at a pyramid is a triangle. It's got 3 sides to it.
Oh.
And we've been seeing 3 different tones, or we're going to see a third tone, I feel, by this episode so far, because we've seen 2 different tones from episode 1 and 2.
So we got Steve.
It's going to happen.
We got Mark, right? And then one more.
Jake
Gyllenhaal.
No. But you're not far from it.
Jake Locke.
Jake
Jake Jackson.
No, but his name is something generic like that, and I can't because he's in the comic books he's a taxi driver, and he's a complete asshole.
Okay, so
and they've been nodding to him going to Egypt since the first episode, being surrounded by sand.
After this,
sorry, I'm like super psyched, guys.
After this last episode that came out, I saw a lot of people critiquing the what did they call it? They called it Mr. Knight. So technically, that's what his comic book name is, Mr. Knight. Steve. What we know as Stevie, Steve taking over, using the power, is called Mr. Knight. Yeah. But I saw a lot of critiques saying how they've made him really campy, compared to Mr. Knight in the comics is a more mafia-driven Godfather type of dude. Like, he's a serious sort of tone. But, honestly, and I get why people would be upset about that if you're a hardcore fan waiting for Mr. Knight. But I think the MCU's defense, they needed to show some contrast because Mark and Steve are so different.
I think that, one, they did it not just for contrast, but to throw us off when they introduced the third personality. And dynamic-wise, since Stevie seems to be... Steven, that's it. Steven seems a bit, timid.
Yeah.
For his character to be somewhat campy when he gets the power kind of fits, because it's almost like relearning.
Exactly.
Because he doesn't know what to
do.
And
in time, who knows?
And it'll change.
In time, who knows? Steven may change as well.
I think he will, because he comes off as the weaker of the 2.
Right, because we didn't really get into it too much. Like, who is the prime? Like, in any sort of schizophrenia or split personality type of story, where they always wonder who is the prime, who is the original.
When it comes to this one with his personalities, originally Mark is the main.
You think Mark is the main guy
in the comic books? But because the way the MCU
but I'm just talking about the story.
MCU usually does their writing. They like to throw you a curveball. So I think Stephen may end up being it. I think it'll be a coin toss split between Stephen and Mark.
See, personally,
because of her.
Okay, right, but see, I think Stephen is the construct of the personality that was made by Mark.
To take over.
No, to sort of not forget his wife. He wanted to divorce his wife,
so he doesn't,
because if they have way too much in common. So that was basically Mark trying to deal with the process of not losing her, basically.
True, but with dissociative disorder, you have personalities that don't have the same memories.
Hold on, the other thing that just came to my mind was the fact that I forgot the damn god's name, Kronos or something, or Kolta. The bird knows God.
Khonshu?
Khonshu said, "Your wife is who I'm going. Your wife is the person I'm going after, like as the next Avatar."
Yeah,
that was so. In my mind, I think that's what Mark was trying to do. He was trying to make someone who is similar to his wife in terms of a personality, but still, and so then
Khonshu would just
go for it. Yes, yeah.
I looked at it as he made Stephen opposite. He made Stephen to protect his wife from being chosen altogether. So if the power and the person is forgotten, Khonshu has no power without the person using it.
Right.
So if it's trapped in the recesses of his mind,
that's a good point.
He's
kind of a backdoor, like a backdoor protocol mentally.
Yeah,
that's an interesting idea.
And dealing with DID, the other thing is like you can have
DID.
Dysfunction, something disorder. Basically, it's
identity disorder. Okay.
Identity disorder. Excuse me for pronouncing whatever, for people watching. But basically, you have situations where if this person has, say in this case, 3 or 4 different personalities, they don't. It's been put on record that they don't share memories.
Right. Correct.
At all. Correct. So they have no recollection. That's why he seems so amiss when something happens, like the date that was set up. At first I was like, oh, Mark would have set that up, and I retract that because we found that in this storyline Mark actually does have a wife.
Correct. So
Mark wouldn't have done that, but whatever the third personality's name is, whatever they choose it to be for the show, he's the one that did that.
Kevin Feige, because
that character also likes to cause problems, but also feels sorry for Stephen, trying to give him somewhat of a life. Because if you look at all the episodes, the postcards from his mom, stuff like that, where do you get that from? The gift shop,
right?
Where he's working.
So what you're saying is that the third personality has been active. We just don't know.
We just didn't
what form
realize.
Yet.
Yes,
right. Okay,
it's been subtle.
Fair enough. Well, let's find out, guys. Full reaction is available on Patreon. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, supporting the site, making everything all right. Your latest reaction to the Moon Knight, episode 3.
Starts now. Now.
Starts now. Da-dum.
I like that they're giving the backstory like this too.
Yeah, and I love that they're just going through the process here.
Yeah. As opposed to just throwing lines around.
Right. That was well done.
Yeah.
Great directing so far. Hey. Good old Marvel.
The soundtrack's fire.
Arabian Nights. Like Arabian Day. Oh boy. Blue Beetle.
I say we're gonna see Brendan Fraser running in the background.
No, we're about to see Ra's al Ghul. Not gonna lie, it's about to get so hot in Japan, I'm gonna have to start wearing something like that. So I feel like this is what happened before we saw the living room scene.
Oh, he's ready for fight.
What are we gonna do?
Gave him the Will Smith. What? Come on, dude. Yeah, thank you. That's what you get for taunting. I will say those are some pretty clean blades. Like,
They are. They're brand new.
Yeah. Got them right out of Home Depot.
So the one that
Mark.
Stop distracting him.
Oh no. What? What? Dude, now you got me you got me thinking about the whole third personality. I'm like, was that Steven doing this or was that somebody else?
It sounded like Steven, but
right?
The other thing is like there were 3 guys.
Right?
Where's the other one?
And
I guess he didn't make it.
I don't know.
Because like the guy that they stabbed, they obviously cleaned the knives off because they were super clean. But
and now they're scared. Like,
So maybe that guy did die.
Mira again.
There's always a reflection around.
Don't look.
Mark.
Oh no.
Mark. That's enough.
Oh. What?
I think he found the dig site.
Okay, that can't be Steven doing it.
No,
I swear it wasn't me.
Then who was it?
Take him to the ledge.
He's just a kid.
He'll talk.
No! Fatality.
What?
Oh, wow.
That's funny.
You have any good ideas?
I have a bad one.
I like that. I like that. I like Conchu's personality. Like, a lot of stuff he says is kind of interesting.
You gonna block out the sun?
What are you doing?
Oh, wow.
Sending the gods a signal they can't ignore.
That's gonna be a
wow.
problem.
Eclipsing. Hey, that's pretty cool. I want to see. I want to see what the other avatars are.
Right.
Or who? Yeah. I swear, if we see a Wakandan come in here, man.
I'm gonna be so happy.
Yeah.
Wakanda.
That was Wakanda.
Horus, Isis,
Definite.
Osiris,
Osiris.
and Hathor.
Oh, okay. Maybe not.
No?
Of Khonshu.
Okay,
That
maybe
was
not the Panther God.
You know exactly why we are here.
I must admit I do not miss the sound of that voice.
His vision is obscured by jealousy, paranoia, and ears are deceived.
Wow.
The word of a shamed God.
Wow. Politics.
Khonshu,
Yeah.
the insane.
We will not tolerate violence
Wow.
in this chamber.
Shazam!
Okay,
It's JJ's favorite bisexual lighting.
happy about me leaving so quickly and coming to Cairo.
But that purple.
I wonder if it's really like this, like, because it kind of reminds me of Fukuoka, the dinner. This would be cool, man.
Oh, that's so
Nice.
cool.
Oh wow!
Back into it.
What?
Oh,
That was cool. All right.
Ooh.
Stop it! Stop it!
Shut up, Steven.
Give me the body, Mark.
Oh wow! Oh my God! Ah, Mr. Knight. He said sorry.
And talk for a
He said, "Take the
buddy.
He's like, "All right."
Thank you.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Oh.
Oh wow!
Oh.
Wait, what?
Huh?
Are you about to do something to him?
She's about to jack him up.
Oh! Okay.
She pulled an en back on him.
I can turn back the night sky.
What?
How?
It will come at a cost. Do what I
burning.
do.
Wow!
Wow.
Remix! Yeah, that's
Do you think that affects the time stream in any way?
Good question. Oh no!
Can he hear us? We think so, yes.
Now you're about to talk all
Now
that
he's like
shit.
a globe.
You'd be like, yeah, what? What now? Yep, I win.
If he starts dancing,
you're gonna start laughing like. You're gonna start doing the Joker dance.
Can I tell you a secret?
Your torment forged me.
Oh wow.
I owe my victory to you.
That's dark.
I like the speed though. Oh, everybody scream! That's cool. I like that.
You know it's going to throw Shang-Chi out there.
I mean, Phase 4 has definitely been winning it in terms of music and soundtracks. So. Alright, so there you have it, folks. That's the latest episode of Moon Knight. Moon Knight. Dun, dun, dun. That was a good episode. It's building up. It's building up towards something bigger and better. And
Are there
better.
only 6 episodes?
Good question. I don't know, actually. I don't know where this is going.
And the reason I ask because usually when you have these type of shows or movies, the hero gets stripped of their wealth, the hero gets stripped of their power, that kind of stuff. It's usually right towards the
toward the end, yeah.
No. Just on the cusp,
right, like
right
second to last or
the
something,
the middle, and then they have to have that redemption of some sort. And part of me feels like that's the direction they're going in. He's going to spend the next 1 to 2 episodes.
That's what I'm kind of wondering, yeah.
And
a powerless,
and he may have to share with his wife inadvertently to save her life.
Sharing is caring. Yeah, possibly.
And then, find a way to make amends or change things by the end of the.
Because I guess the question is if they're
because they're gonna have to fight.
Yeah, they're gonna have no power if Mark and Steven are powerless. Yeah, who's gonna help them with all of that? How are they gonna even what I'm still trying to figure out is
that's why I'm like his wife.
The Beetle and the Scarab Navi. What was the point then if he still needed to? I guess.
Yeah, that feels somewhat of a plot hole. It's like the Scarab was there to basically bring you to her resting place. But it's like, okay, well, wait a second. If Ammit was hidden even from the gods, then why would the Scarab know?
Correct.
So, this Scarab is, we'll say, programmed spiritually. Because
maybe the last place? Maybe it was
the last place that she was living.
Right, possibly.
Or the place of her death. Not necessarily the place that she was buried, but the place where she died. Got it. She was moved somewhere else.
I guess so. I guess that was the thing because that was it was still kind of cool that they had
but I'm guessing.
Right. No, I don't know. No, it was still kind of cool that we had that whole extra thing where they were tracking things down, but there was more I feel like they just kind of needed to add that in just to have something to fill this episode.
Because it felt. When they had it come up after going to the sarcophagus, it felt a little weird to do that. Because it's like, well then, what do you need the Scarab for?
Right. Exactly, right? But it was still kind of cool, the fact that they were folding the maps and things. I feel like that was the main thing they needed was just to explain that Steven has a point. He needed a purpose. Yeah, it's got to be equal sort of thing like that.
That or the Scarab was made on purpose to keep people from finding her.
Got it.
So it's made with, we'll say, since it's not, computer program, that it's made with the power that it was crafted with was made specifically to keep people away from finding her real resting place.
So it was the diversion. Yeah. It was a diversion. Maybe.
Well, okay, I can see
maybe. But it was cool. I think the coolest thing out of that was just seeing the other gods. Now, I do feel like that was somewhat, maybe it was a purposely missed opportunity to have Bahamut, or the Panther God, show up. It felt show up. It felt like they were kind of
hinting at it, but then when you find out that
that wasn't
the only African person, well, not the only African person, but the only person that they show here with that type of accent, so to speak,
melatonin and everything,
it's like
that could possibly Wakandan was not. So,
but I also like that it was a misdirect.
Correct,
way. Because you have people from what we would say the four corners of the earth, with different cultural backgrounds, things of that nature.
But even the statue looked like a panther, and so it threw us off easily. But who knows? Maybe there is more to it because I guess the other answer for that is the fact that what was the Panther God's name?
Bast.
is no longer on Earth anymore, like that.
Because Bast
because they said like these are the only avatars remaining, which means that there are others that have chosen not to come around.
That, or like they said, they stopped dealing with man that way because man stopped believing in them.
Correct.
So they left. So I can see that. But see,
I can't understand,
because the avatar for Bass would be Black Panther.
Right. That's what I was kind of wondering.
If that's the case,
perhaps
he's on a mission fighting Skrulls during the Secret Wars.
Correct. Or perhaps Bass chose a different route instead of a way to fight for humankind or whatever, a different way through the Black Panther.
Possibly, because that kind of contradicts. You're supposed to go
right, but I feel like that contradicts, like, because everything that they're saying, how they don't like how Khonshu is utilizing Mark or Steven and running around in colorful
and dealing
sounds exactly the same as similar
justice.
to the Panther God. So what the Panther God was in giving the
maybe okay.
not necessarily the vibranium, but yes, the purple drink like that. So I don't know.
I'll say this, maybe Bass avatar and Bass is pretty much the same, where there's like, look, we are going to help out humanity because we're here for a purpose, and I think that it's my job to help guide humanity or whoever that avatar is to do the right thing.
I really hope
not using the same methods as Khonshu.
Right. Well, I do really hope, like we talked about this a lot. Not necessarily explain in Moon Knight, but I do hope in Wakanda Forever or something like that, because we unfortunately we don't have Chadwick. So if they do explain, if they have a different direction of a way to explain some of that,
that's why an Avatar didn't show up.
Right. Oh.
Avatar didn't show up because one hadn't been selected yet.
Oh.
Hashtag deep. No.
Possibly. I mean, I would be so disappointed if T'Challa was taken off the roster, so to speak, and they have a different avatar in general.
That or just story-wise, whatever way they're choosing to write it out, where another avatar needs to be selected, so to speak, and they have to go through the trials to be selected because they want to change how things were done before to go on another path.
Well, because the thing is like, because they never really explained it
to be better.
They never really explained it that way within. As granted, we've only had one movie, so Black Panther.
True.
But the Wakandans, or not necessarily the Wakandans, T'Challa's family. Yeah. They weren't getting possessed. They were just inheriting the purple drink. Basically.
They were inheriting the aspects and the attributes of what was given to them.
And then they were on the ancestral plane. So, this is kind of all theorizing here, but I would assume that the Bast, the Panther God, utilized a different avatar separate from the royal family, actually.
Could say that, or, as you just mentioned, the reason why an avatar didn't show up because maybe upon selecting and things of that nature, they were on the astral plane, so that's why they didn't show. Because they were...
Maybe in the past they have, and then maybe Bass just chose to stop doing it. Yeah, he was like, you know what? We're good. The Wakandans are doing whatever with this mineral, vibranium, and I'm going to just peace out for a bit. I don't know.
Considering, like, even in the credits, you see how they have the statues for each of the gods that are technically supposed to be present, but they're not all present. So it's like, so did some get killed off? Like, we know one's been trapped, right? And in the beginning, they said, well, 2 aren't there, but didn't specify which 2. So we're assuming
it's Bass
and other. So I'm looking at Bast and Amit. But inside, when they're showing the columns, Amit is there. So it's like, who's the other one that's not there? Is what I'm...
I was kind of thinking Odin, to be honest. Like, Odin. Like, it depends on how they... But it depends on... Yeah, that's true. It depends on how they play around with this, That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know, because I'm going back to Infinity Gauntlet, or just the comic itself. Odin, at some point, Thanos was acting a fool, so Odin teamed up with Zeus and all the other gods like that. So
which is interesting, because when you look at it, at the end of the day, Zeus and Odin are
somewhat the same.
They're pretty much one and the same.
Correct.
It's just viewed differently per culture. So
Well, we'll see. Theorizing, lots of theories there, but overall, the rest of the episode was pretty cool. I liked it. Yeah.
Black Panther is not there because it's a different universe. So in this universe, Black Panther, they don't have one yet. Or that god Bast no longer exists. Something happened.
So so you're saying you're theorizing that
another
Moon Knight
like
actually
it's a
doesn't.
different Earth.
It doesn't take place in the MCU.
Well, it takes place in the MCU, just on another Earth,
which would be the MCM. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Right, because the MCU specifically caters to.
I don't want to think that though, because I feel like that'd be kind of a
interesting,
cop out.
But
it'd
no,
be an easy workaround.
No, it's funny. No, it's funny you mentioned that though, because of the fact that
Doctor Strange coming in.
No, that and the director and the staff have kind of been kind of coy of they haven't actually, to my knowledge, they actually haven't confirmed whether or not it takes place in the MCU. Like, people have asked them and they're like, "Oh, we're not sure." And I'm like, "What? How do you, dude?" Kevin Feige.
Yeah, but I think the reason why they've been telling him to say that they're not sure, and maybe they don't
want to
know
spoil
yet.
anything, right?
They don't want to spoil it, but also because maybe they haven't been given that information on purpose to prevent
you're
leaks.
probably right.
Because we've had so many delays and setbacks.
No, you're right.
And they're trying to put other things together. Because, like, if you look at it, Black Panther got delayed, right?
Yep.
So maybe they were supposed to be tied together story-wise. And because of its delays and things that happen,
that's a good question. I really wonder about that. If that's one of the bigger, one of the reasons, but particularly because something will happen in the multiverse of madness,
right?
That is going to change
some of this,
to open things up a little bit more, and because we have not, I don't think we've gotten one MCU reference in 3 episodes, not one.
And if we have, it's been so subtle that I didn't.
I don't think there's been one reference.
What if she erases it?
There was nothing about Thanos. There was nothing about people blipping. I'm trying to think of anything global. Obviously, Wanda hasn't been mentioned.
The time that
they've never mentioned the Avengers.
He was around during the blip. So, what if
they haven't? That's actually a really good question because they haven't. Like, somebody would have had to mention the blip at some point.
But see, that's the thing. They have. They have mentioned it. First episode, when Steven is running up to the it's first episode, second episode, when he's running up to the museum.
Okay.
Second episode, I want to say.
The support.
When you have the bus driving by.
Yeah.
It has the banner there for support. That is
the blip support. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's for the MCU. So I'm like, okay, it's in the MCU, but
which universe? Yeah.
Well, not just that, but I'm saying, okay, let's say it's directly in the MCU. They don't mention other things because of backside writing, whatever. What if Wanda basically, the comic book, no more mutants? She's like, no more.
So you're saying this
erases everything.
It's very possible that this takes place post MOM. Yeah.
Possibly.
Theories, y'all. Theories. All right, we're going to get on out of here, guys. Full reaction is available on Patreon.
Sorry about that.
Next week, we'll check up. Hopefully, we'll get some more answers on this. And hopefully, by the end of this, I'm enjoying the show, but it is interesting in the fact that they have not mentioned. They have really not mentioned. Like, it's refreshing in a sense, but at the same time, it does make you think, because,
how does this play into the larger story?
No, because my biggest concern is I don't want it to end up being an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. situation or Agents
of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No. A Netflix Avengers situation where it's kind of like, it's loosely connected, but it's trying to be its own thing, so it's not gonna.
I don't think they'll do that.
I don't want to be.
I could see them using it as a platform to introduce our previous Netflix heroes.
That'd be interesting.
Softly into the MCU. And do something later on down the line.
Theories everywhere. All right, y'all. We'll talk to you on the next one. We're out. Peace.